I don't know why I never bring a chair out here in the middle of the field. I was going to do it out in the middle of the field, this little video on the YX600 Radian, but I always forget one of those little stools. And then if I sit on the bike, then it covers up the bike, of course, and then my fat arse blocks what I'm talking about. And then if I lie in the grass, talking, then you get grass stains all over you. Anyways, I was just getting on about this YX600, this Radian. It was one of the more interesting bikes to come out in the 80s, 90s. They had a little bit of a styling exercise, Yamaha did, and it followed the lines of the bigger brother to this. They had a Phaser 750, which was a slant forward FZ 750 engine, and the same kind of styling of motorcycle. Interesting, I think they hired a German company to style these things, because there was a period in the 90s, early 90s, late 80s, where Yamaha went through this sort of styling exercise. Vragos sort of shared it. The VMAX was part of this, not the series, but the styling of it. And so this one was kind of interesting. This was a little 600. I think they made a little 400, but overseas markets got that, not North American markets. Didn't sell in great numbers. You know, is it a good bike? Yeah, it wasn't bad actually. What they suffered from, oddly enough, a lot of these bikes back in the day, they suffered from the fuel valve would start, it would stick open. It's a vacuum operated affair. And you turn off the bike and it would stick open, and a lot of your fuel from your tank would drain down through the open petcock into the carburetors, into the cylinders, down through the cylinder walls, and fill up your crankcase full of gasoline. And unbeknownst to a lot of unaware owners, they would start driving around with a crankcase full of gasoline, which wasn't really great for the plane bearings in the bottom end. And the seals, it would swell seals. It basically destroyed the motor. So that's one thing that led to the demise of a lot of these motorcycles back in the day, with a vacuum operated fuel valve. And more importantly, if you have a pilot light on in your garage, in your furnace, say, this thing, once it fills up, because it only holds so many liters of oil and fuel, it'll start spewing over out of the back of the carburetors as well, and spewing over onto your floor, and then burn your shop and house down, perhaps. So something to be aware of with old vintage bikes. You should check the fuel valve on this. I rebuilt this one. It had the same thing. The owner was aware of it though, and he didn't want to fix it, so I got it back into the land of the living. Needed carburetor work. The tank was a little rusty. It still needs tires. It needs steering head bearings. One of the fork seals is getting a little. But anyways, didn't sell in great numbers. It was a little 600, and more importantly, in the North American market, it's not wrapped in plastic. If a motorcycle isn't wrapped in plastic, for some reason North Americans love this. Wrap it in expensive plastic, so the first time you dump it, you're crying over it, because the plastic's like 2-3 grand, of course, from Yamaha, Kawasaki, Suzuki, and Honda. And naked bikes have never been a big seller. We've had some really cool naked bikes, like the W800, I think, Kawasaki Australia. It's an old, it looks like an old bike, but it's not. And it harks back to the days of the British bikes, but those didn't sell well. They had a 650 flavor of it. They didn't sell well. Even the 1200 Suzuki Bandit, which is a hell of a bike, didn't really sell well in North America. And they actually sold plastic fairing kits for the 1200 GSF Suzuki Bandit. So kind of a weird market in North America for sure, different from Europe. In Europe, I think these things are more popular. The YX600 has sort of a cult following now. You don't see a lot of them, and the people who like them really like them. I mean, it's people who like VMAXs. You know, they're not everybody's cup of tea, but people do like them. The drawbacks of this little motorcycle in particular is that the seat is a little diminished, you know, not very generous at all. And it's a small stature motorcycle. Great for smaller people, for sure. Your feet will touch the ground. I actually sold this to a lady for as a beginner motorcycle. So, you know, 600, not a great beginner motorcycle, but kind of hard to find a good beginner's motorcycle now in the North American market for a reasonable price. So we're going to do a bit of work to it. I'm sure it'll be just fine. She's riding it around in the rural countryside right now. once in a while, getting her feet wet on riding motorcycles. So it's a great bike for that. But people really like the styling of it. The problem with these old bikes is that the problem with these old bikes is they didn't sell in great numbers. They didn't sell well, and so 20, 30 years on, they're hard to find parts for. Like if you need any bodywork, if you need a tank, like good luck with that. It had the FZ600 engine in it. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, if there was any differences between the FZ600 and the YX600. I don't think there was. There might be a bit of cam profile differences in the top end, but I don't think so, and I'll tell you, because it goes like a bat out of hell. When you throttle this thing, it goes surprisingly well, but down low there's not much there, and then it builds up like a little turbine, and then the rear wheel just starts spinning everywhere. So kind of cool, fun little bike to rip around town, and I think that was the whole point of it, really, is that you buy this bike and you just rip around town, look good on it. It has really nice styling cues. I do like it. This one's a little ratty. It's been through the grinder of different owners and being dropped and slid down the road and this sort of thing. Not too bad, but you know, it's showing its age. It has some leaking around the seals, which isn't too surprising because it was full of fuel and it sat like that for about a year. So I put 2050 in it, motor oil, changed the filter, you know, done the maintenance to it, new plugs, etc. And the last owner was pretty handy. He liked to tinker and he was pretty good with things, so he done the valves on it, but it's probably worth checking. One of the things with these old bikes, a lot of people don't ever check the valves, and because you need shims, and they take bigger shims, and they're not hard to find, but you know, they're not readily available either. So it's a bit of a process, and to pay somebody, either they don't know what they're doing, or they won't have the parts, or they just don't work on bikes this old, you know. So that's the gist with that. It's got the standard switchgear fare. I'll do a little walk around, show you this little motorcycle. It's kind of it's got the FZ600 engine, 4 carburetors, a lot of plastic like this that's, you know, broken, falling off it. 16-inch wheels on the rear and the front. So the front tire is a bit hard to find these days. It's got the typical Yamaha switchgear on there. This one's only got 33,000. So it's made it up to 33,000 kilometers. Dinky little seat on it. It's got kind of funny mufflers, so good luck finding those when they rot out. Everything is proprietary and unique. It doesn't really share a lot with other models. You might get some carburetor bits that were common to different models, but you know, that's about it. Got square headlight going on here, so good luck finding one of those. So that's the problem with these bikes. And you'll notice one gauge is smaller than the other, and everything's really unique and weird about it. So considering buying one of these old vintage motorcycles, that parts are super hard to find, kind of hard to find anybody that knows how to work on them. But yeah, go for it. If you're successful, you'll have a hell of a bike in the end. So anyways, that's a quick summary of these old bikes. The old YX600 Radian. This one's a 92, 91, I believe. I think they made it from 89 to 92 YX600 Radian. So yeah, if you think of buying one of these, those are the pitfalls really with any old bike, but particularly one old bike like this that didn't sell in great numbers and now 30 years old. One, not a lot of people know about them or have any good information about them. Not too many guys are willing to work on them. And then the parts availability is the real, you know, minefield with getting one of these back on the road. But once you get it running, I mean, nice little bike for around town. Excellent. They got a nice sporty feel to them. Not a whole lot of luggage space, etc. So I don't think you'd be traveling too far on one. The gas tank's a little small, so the range is pretty pathetic, to be honest. But you know, it's a round town bike, so if you get it running good, they're excellent little bikes. Put some new skins on it, you change sprockets and all the good stuff that you need to make the bike feel like it's brand new from 1992, and you'll be quite happy with it, actually, in my humble opinion. But anyways, I hope that helps, and that's my 2 cents on the YX600 Yamaha Radian, 1991 or 2, I can't remember the year on it? I can't even see. It's a ninth month of 1990, so it's a 91 actually. So yeah, hope that helps. I'll put out some more videos when I get some more motorcycles through and something interesting to talk about, and I'll throw it on YouTube. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you got something out of it, the video, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good day, or morning, or night, or wherever you are in the world. So take care. Bye bye.